So next thing, like say we want to, so we have those things evenly spaced out, but say maybe this kind of very tall one on the left hand side here. Say we want to kind of bring that back into the distance perpetually and have it all evenly spaced. And we're starting from nothing, right? So we're not going to like draw a, a whole square out to the distance and then cut that up into little tiny pieces or anything. That's not going to work. So we have to figure out a way to space things out evenly, just starting from here. So let's start off with maybe going from a 2D plane again. So we have this square in the sky. How it got there, nobody knows. It's a mystery. But let's try to put another square on the right hand side and maybe one on the left hand side, and try to figure out how we can do that in a way that could be somewhat evenly spaced. So for example, what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to have we're going to have the same size square. You could even probably just take this and copy and paste. So we're going to move this square over to the right hand side, and we're going to make the spacing in between it about half the distance, about half the total width of the square. And of course, we could just take a ruler and kind of measure it out and be like, okay, this is equal to 1, and we'll make that equal to half, and then this is equal to 1 again, But that isn't something we're going to be able to do in perspective, and it's also a kind of trouble to have to go through getting rulers and whatnot. So how can we do that without a ruler? Well, since I just eyeballed that, we could probably get rid of this for now because I don't think that's actually the right. We'll just keep it there as a guide, maybe. Yeah, whatever. So first off, let's go ahead and split it in half again. So here we go. Oh, that's way too thick. 6. There we go. All right, and we'll have it go up this way too. So now we have this fourth size here. Split it into fourths, I guess. And we're going to kind of bring a line out from there. So we know that this area here is half the width that we want. So we already know that this is equal to 1/2, right? And we want this distance to be the distance that's in between here and here, right? So in order to do that, we could take a line from the top here and pull it down through this corner here and just keep it going. And where that intersects with the bottom line here is going to be the same distance as. So I don't know if you can see that. Let me get rid of the extra square there so it's a little bit more clear. So we see now that the line that we drew, I wonder if I could change color so I can show you a little bit easier. So the line that we drew from this point down through this point, and then here intersecting with this line that we have here, is going to be the same distance here to here. So this is 1/2, and that is 1/2. That is not a very good color for writing. Let's make it purplish maybe. Yeah, I think you get the point. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is, we had the square that we had earlier. Let's go ahead and just move that square lined up there. Get rid of this messy stuff on the bottom. And then we can do the same thing from on the left side. Pull a line from here past this corner all the way down here. And now we have to find out where that lines up with the bottom line here. And there it is. So that's a quarter there. So now we could take the square that we copied, hold Alt to pull that over to the left hand side, and there we go. So we have both of them like spaced half width apart from each other. And then to put those into perspective again, we can just draw a horizon line, or I guess it would actually be a horizontal line, right? Along with parallel to the horizon. And so we then know that would be they should all be that length. And there we go. Joop, 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 joop. Not quite long enough. Okay, and then clean up our messiness. All right, there we go. So now we got the 3 of those in the sky. And so now to do the same thing with the tall one on the left-hand side, we're going to bring that back all the way into the distance. So the ones on the top, we were spacing them out half width in between. So now for the one down here, we're going to make it so that, you know, the width from here to here. Oh, also this is going to be in perspective, so it'll be slightly different. But the distance from here to here is going to be 1, and then we're going to have the same distance where there won't be anything, and the same distance here, and there'll be another structure here, and then the same distance, and there'll be nothing, and then have that continue on into the end of time or whatever. So let's take the same principle we used in the 2D sphere, with the 2D faces that were facing toward the camera. Now we're going to have the same principle here going into the distance. So we just make our X, pull that into perspective, right? So now that goes all the way to the vanishing point there in the distance. I do have the perspective on, right? Yep, okay. So make that a little bit cleaner. Alrighty. And then we'll go across this way. And now from the very top, across through this corner, down to here. And we know that now that is half. That's half the width of the full thing, but we want to do a full width. So go ahead and draw a line from the top, and we're going to go through again from here down through that corner. There we go. Actually, not quite clean enough. There we go. All right, so we know that is the full width, and so the next face will start from here. Not sure how clear that is. I know it's kind of messy with all these lines. Let me actually lower the opacity of my guidelines to kind of make it a little bit easier to follow, maybe. Okay. All right. And now I'm wondering, is there a way we can? So we did that at a half at a time. Could we do a full, like, one step at a time? All right, let's see. Like, so if we draw from here to here and keep that going, no, that's not really going to work. Maybe from here to here. I don't really see a simple way to do that. Maybe. Well, actually, maybe. Hold on. I'm gonna make another layer just to have a different color because it's getting too confusing with them all being the same color. Have like a purple layer. Okay. So I'm thinking that I want to repeat this this shape up here, right? So if I draw a line from here across to here, I believe, yep. So this length is 1, and so this length here should also be 1. So we could go ahead and draw our next line down here, and that should be our next object. Okay, and to figure out how far horizontally to go, we just draw a line from here down, and now that tells us that it will intersect right here. All right, so now we'll just rinse and repeat. Delete that. So from here, wait, I think I may have made a mistake. Hold on a second, go back. Oh yeah, I did. My bad. I gotta go back a little bit. So I don't know if who caught me on that, but I was thinking this shape here included up to this line, this line here, but that's actually not my middle line. That's the horizon line. So yeah, be careful. It's easy to be confused. I actually wanted it to be up to this line here. So this is actually the shape I wanted to repeat. So sorry about that. So that is the middle line. Let's go ahead and draw that out to the perspective. There we go. Okay. So that's the perspective line. So we actually want it to be from this corner to here. So, I mean, it's probably not a huge difference in width, but it is a difference, and we want to be actually specific with our measurements here. That's the whole point of this lesson. So let's do that one more time. Sorry about that. Hopefully that would be a lesson to kind of just show you how you can get confused, so be careful. All right, there we go. And we can get rid of those pesky horizon lines that confuse us. Well, confuse me. All right, so now rinse and repeat. Actually, I want to keep that line there. So from here to here, across to there. So that's going to be our next line here. And then we could go from here to here. That's your next line. Here, from this corner across the middle to here, that'll be our next line. This corner across the middle here, be our next line. This corner up to here. I think you get the general gist of it. But for the sake of completionists, we'll go ahead and go as far back as we can reasonably make out a shape with. That's probably far enough. So we have this square here. And these are lined up right. Yeah, they are. Good. Then another square here. And actually, to make this a little bit quicker, using the cool the cool Clip Studio tools, I'm just going to draw all the lines in black. Okay, and now I'm going to draw that line that way, that line that way. Just to make this a little bit easier to see, I'm going to get rid of my guidelines here. And since this is a vector layer, and I'm using Clip Studio, I can just swipe across these lines, and it deletes it up to the intersection. So wherever the lines are intersecting, that's where it's going to delete. And so here we have something. So something, something, zero, something, nothing, something, nothing, something. Oh, magenta. There we go. So every other one, there's going to be a face there. And then we could do the same at the top. So get rid of that. So there we go. Now we have our faces. And there might be one in the distance there. I don't know. Okay, and then going the other way, let's put this back on, but we don't need all the information anymore. So just from here down and from here up. Right. So we have a line going that way. And it looks like the lines actually go all the way to the point where you can't see the horizon anymore. So that makes it a bit easier. I can just draw a line straight back. And I could just go in here and clean up my horizon lines and everything. Now usually I probably would spend a little bit more time cleaning this up, but for today's example, I think that's good enough. So there you go. So now you have these evenly spaced columns going back perpetually into the distance. So, and we also went over how to break into thirds, halves, and quarters or whatnot. Hopefully that was helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions, anything I left out. Feel free to leave in the comments. Till next time, yoroshiku.